What is your definition of BIM?
Then it's like for us now is really when I work as with like a contractor, and we are a general contractor in this project.
Yeah.
I'm in. Then my like my thought about BIM and my like main goal for BIM is to really be the between the engineers and site, and prepare the engineering like the BIM model for site, and then prepare and give feedback to the engineering teams so they add value to the model, like for example the right parameters, and so we can use it on site. And actually, so for me, the last year or something, I really have focused mostly on parameters on IFCs, and actually for me it have opened my eyes to what is the final solution. And also there are some vendors that are supporting that type of workflow. So that is like what happened because IFC is not. I am working on a railroad project, so for infrastructure, IFC is not good. Building Smart need to do some more on the IFC. They definitely should do something more. They are a little bit lagging behind because it has not developed as it should. But anyway, because of the capabilities of IFC regarding like parameters, they are really good. So we add our user or product specific parameters like attributes.
Yeah.
So for example, we skip the whole IFC like class and stuff like that because we cannot use it. So we just add our own parameters and attributes on who is product specific. So, and that works really fine. And so work breakdown structure, MMI, material, volume, böjekode, I don't know, but bend radius on rebars, every kind of that stuff we add on the object, and after that is actually really easy in many different software to use it and actually to create value on site regarding BIM and BIM workflow. So we aim for BIM-based execution.
Yeah, the I in BIM, right? I'm a nerd, right? I like to write code. So the information is the most important thing.
It's only that anyway.
Yeah, in the US, I think in the US, BIM is Revit, and it's a bit unfortunate. I like how in Scandinavia, in where you operate, BIM is IFC, right? BIM has a lot of like, you may as well use interoperability for the eye, right? There's more open standards, more data driven. The problem with BIM is that we just kept on like making a mousetrap for drawing generation better. So now Revit is a superior drawing generator, you know?
Yeah.
And my good friend Bob Otani, he works with the guys at TT Core Studio at Martin Tomasetti. He likes to say, because they do very challenging structural engineering, right? With like beams, they go around the curve and stuff like that. Very, very challenging projects. And this is all modeled in 3D, of course. And then they have to like produce the drawings because of government requirements. So he keeps saying his quote for that is like, we have the Lamborghini, but we have to deliver the horse carriage, you know. So
that's so well said.
And it's true, right? It's like you can do a lot of the stuff in virtual, and you should do it in virtual. And yet we keep building tools that make drawings faster, you know. But we build no tools that can read drawings faster. So that's still human.
Yes.
I like Tekla for that. Like the whole like getting interoperability directly into fabrication and construction processes. That's key.
Yeah, BIM for me is like my answer is still evolving because many people often ask me this, and I always try to put myself in non-technical shoes, like people who asks me this. And for me, BIM is a set of tools and practices that improve work efficiency and quality of project documentation. That simply means that the goal is to work efficiently and provide high quality documentation. So it means it's a method to produce better road, better design, but at the same time work smarter and use less time on unnecessary activities. So I think this is BIM for me, and I try to do it every day, like work smarter.
I think if you talk like BIM is the future or the way we want to communicate our design to our clients. We want to give them complete models, which has all the information that we want to communicate to them. That means we don't only want to give them a 3D model, but we want to give them information about what kind of materials you're talking about, how you're going to execute the construction phase, and so on. Of course, for geotechnical engineers, the BIM part is a little bit divided between both making structures, but also giving 3D models of the soil conditions or the bedrock conditions to the clients. So that's also an important part of the BIM, is to have a 3D model of the lithography of the subsurface and say to the clients what to expect when you're doing the construction work.
I see. Interesting. I don't know personally too much about how BIM is perceived and used in geotechnics, geosciences. So this is really interesting and exciting to find out more about it.
I think the subsurface part of BIM has been lacking behind a little bit, being left behind a little bit. Like my impression is BIM in general has come pretty far when it comes to buildings. It's maybe struggling a little bit more when it comes to infrastructures, roads and railroads. You haven't maybe come that far. But anyhow, when it comes to buildings as well, everything that happens beneath the soil, that's not very much handled in the projects. So I think that's something that we really have to make better in the future to improve.
Yeah, BIM is more or less a synonym for a lot of change in the construction industry, starting from BIM technology, more integrated processes, something we call BIM now, and it's even a strategy or ability to define new business models. When you take it from a definition point of view, definitely you can go with all those definitions that it needs to be the process we need to do better quality in time delivery, in budget delivery, more operational excellence. On the other hand, it's a lot of technology, software, file formats, file exchange, collaboration on a technical level. It's a lot of different stuff, and this is also not making it easier. Right? Everyone has read about BIM somehow, and there are different perspectives on the same topic.
Yeah.
So when we define it, we have how to say, a model where we say, okay, it's strategy, process, and technology, and then you put brackets on this diagram, on this Venn diagram, and then you put people. So you have the content, the thing you are talking about, strategy, process, technology, and then you have the change management involved with everything.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And this is our level, because if you want to carry this if you want to carry this into your organization or into the project or into the market, you need to do a lot of convincing. Right? You have to tell all those success stories. You have to tell the whole journey from when we started and failed and tried again and worked hard and redefined. And suddenly we came up with a lot of experience and something what works, right? And this is what people want to actually hear. This is what they need to actually readjust their positioning in terms of BIM.
Yeah.
And when a certain diffusion is met, then the early majority is also taking this into account, right? And then you get a lot of traction, a lot of adoption, a lot of talk about this. And this is much simpler in a smaller market like Norway, as you will have it and meet it in Germany, for example, right? But a lot of awareness is done, and this is really interesting. So you have a lot of conferences right now, a lot of seminars, workshops, but COVID doesn't help, right? So yeah, we need to find out how we deal with this one.